Hi everyone, I'm Lori Duncan, physical therapist in Colorado, and this video is dedicated to 8 healthy habits and 8 minutes of movement that you can do today to start counteracting the desk job. So what is the problem with the desk job is, one, we invented the chair. We are actually not meant to sit that way. So sitting in a chair feels really confining, and it's really hard on our hips and our pelvis and our spine. I always tell people, think about like a toddler when you're trying to teach them to sit in a chair and they're like all squirrely around and you're like, just sit down. The reason is because it's not functional, but we have learned and adapted to how to sit in a chair. And unfortunately, a lot of people with desk jobs are sitting 80% plus out of the day. And the thing they're finding with sitting is it taking away our ability to have what we would call like muscular contractions, against gravity. It's taking away that ability. And what they're finding is that we're having it suppresses or it decreases our LDL production, which is lipoprotein lipase, which helps us break down things. We get good cholesterol, the HDL, and it also decreases our ability to intake sugar. So when we don't have as much LDL, that means we don't have as much good cholesterol, and that means we have more sugar in our body. Not awesome. The other thing that sitting does is that it robs us of our energy. It's an energy suck. It's time that we could be spending doing something else. Have you ever heard of anybody talk about like METs? Not like the baseball team, like MET, M-E-T, and then like a small s. That's a metabolic equivalent task. And so what they do is they rate things on like, how much energy expenditure is that actually taking me? So if you're going like a nice brisk walk, that's about 3.5 METs. When you're sitting, it is 1 to 1.5. That is it. That is such a low energy expenditure throughout the day. And what they're finding in research is that just 2 hours a day of us sitting down like this is like taking away a 30-minute walk. It's just robbing us of our energy. So here we go. We're going to talk about some healthy habits that you can just start adding in today, tonight, tomorrow morning. And then I'm going to go through 8 minutes of movement that you could do. You could put a little timer on your computer that says, you know what? I'm up and moving. I'm going to do this 1 minute. 1 minute. You have 8 minutes in your day. All right. So what are 8 healthy habits that you can do to help you kind of counteract this position all day long, right? One is in the morning is to stretch your spine and all the planes that we stretch our spine. So that means if we stand up, right, you're going to side bend, rotate your hips, rotate your trunk, rotate your hips, rotate your trunk, forward bend, touch your toes, and then extend up and reach. How simple is that? You can do that as you're turning on the shower in the morning. The other thing in the morning is you can start standing on one leg while you're brushing your teeth. So maybe you do like the upper teeth, on one leg, and then the lower teeth, right, for the other. I don't know. And the other thing is if you're driving to work, park a little farther. Just that little bit farther, get you a little bit energy expenditure for the day. Take the stairs. Number 4, take the stairs for sure when you can. You don't have to take them like every other hour, just if you can in the morning and then at night. All right, the other one is stand up when you're having phone calls, right? So if you're like getting on a conference call, stand up, take the phone call, no big deal. Take a walk for 10 to 30 minutes at lunch. 10 minutes will help you with some of that energy and getting you out of this non-functional position to a functional position, yeah? The other thing is you want to try to get a standing desk if you can and use it. Even using it in research, 20 to 30% drastically changes things. 20 to 30%, doesn't have to be all day long. And then the next thing to add is to implement the 8 minutes of movement that I'm going to show you. They are so simple. Anyone can do it. It's not going to make you break into a sweat. It's movement. It's mobility. It's trying to counteract what you are doing with your spine. All right. So I've moved myself so you can see some of these movements a little bit better than being from behind the desk. So 8 minutes a day of movement can help counteract the desk job. Okay, so the first one, you can do it sitting or standing, is to side bend the spine, right? We get pretty tight, we get pretty slouchy when 1 minute, guys. Just put a timer on your phone I don't care how fast you go, and just go side to side. Okay, the next thing is to breathe into your diaphragm. So a great way to work on this is to either cross your hands to the opposite rib and take a deep breath in and breathe out. The diaphragm sits on the bottom 6 ribs and is the main muscle driver. So if that doesn't feel good to you, you can also just have your elbows at the side, take a deep breath in, and breathe out. So you're kind of breathing into the side of your arm. Next thing is that you're going to rotate your trunk. So keep your knees down like this. You're going to cross your arms or hands behind if that feels okay on your shoulder. You're going to draw your belly in and you're going to rotate without shifting your knees. Don't let these guys shift. And then pull it to the center. And then rotate and then pull it to the center. 1 minute. Okay, so then the next thing is that you're going to draw your belly away from your computer and desk. Again, standing desk or sitting. You can also do this in your car, but you're sitting there typing. Draw that belly away. Like think about scooping that belly in towards your spine. All right, now on this next one, you're going to have to stand because we have to activate these glutes. So a great way to do this is you're going to stand with your heels together, toes are slightly out, and then you're just going to think about squeezing and wrapping your glutes to the back. Release. So easy. Squeeze and wrap your glutes to the back. The problem with sitting is it shuts off our glutes, right? They're dead all the time. I have a sign in my clinic that says I found my glutes at Duncan Sports Therapy, right? Because they're shut off all the time because of these non-functional positions that we're in. Then on the next one, have a towel or a jacket or something, doesn't have to be anything fancy, and just squeeze your shoulder blades together to open your chest, right? To counteract this. Tightness here inhibits your ability to activate this. This is so easy. Squeeze, it feels really, really good too. And release. All right, you're still in standing. Now you're gonna do a step back. Toe, heel, get the heel down to feel a stretch in the calf, a hip opening together. Toe, heel, stretch. I mean, it's so easy and it feels so good. Toe, heel, get that heel down in the back. Some of you, it's gonna be like, oh, that's so tight, and that's okay. Don't judge it. And then the next thing you're gonna do is just think about mobilizing your neck. A lot of times what happens and people get so much neck pain is because we're in this really static position and the neck movers are trying to be stabilizers. That's very painful and tight. So forward bend your chin all the way down to your chest. Come back up. Maybe try it 3 times. Down, right? Back up. One more time. Down and back up. And then rotate. Rotate. Right. And then rotate. Neck is mobile on body, right? Rotate. And then side bend. And then side bend. A minute will go by pretty quickly, but by the end of the day, you've addressed at least some of all these different dysfunctions that are sitting in your body because of this non-functional sitting position. Try to add in the 8 healthy habits, the 8 minutes of movement, and see if you just feel a little bit better after working all day at your desk. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing day.